If you're hearing these words right now, you need to know something essential. I recognize that you've felt it too. That quiet, persistent sensation, the one that whispers with undeniable clarity, you were born for something greater. You can't see it clearly yet. It doesn't scream like fear typically does. It manifests subtly like a magnetic force in your chest, a knowing that refuses to abandon you. This doesn't represent delusion or fantasy. This represents direction. You haven't lost your way. You've been walking through dense fog, but there's a defined path within that fog. And this precise moment marks where the fog begins to dissipate. Life might have seemed to tear you apart methodically. Every step forward transformed into 2 steps backward, and you constantly wondered, was all of this in vain? The truth remains unchangeable. Every broken heart, every devastating disappointment, every moment you were forced to your knees didn't represent a detour. It was deliberate preparation. You didn't fall behind. You were being guided, not in the way you wanted, but in the way you needed. The nights crying in silence so no one would hear. The moments smiling while your soul displayed profound exhaustion. The silent battles fought while the world continued spinning indifferently. That was you transforming. That was your soul strengthening even when your heart seemed to shatter irreparably. They say you'll recognize when you find the right path. But most people imagine this means ease, lightness, absolute obviousness. The truth reveals itself differently. When you approach something genuinely beautiful, everything often becomes more painful. The storm hits with greater intensity before the sky clears completely. The body resists healing when the wound reaches maximum depth. And the soul endures the most rigorous tests immediately before awakening to its true nature. If everything feels unbearable, if exhaustion dominates every fiber, if you can barely stay upright, let me speak with all the love and clarity I can offer. You are closer than you imagine. You didn't find this message by luck. You didn't stumble here accidentally. You arrived because your soul was ready to receive it. Something within you absolutely refuses to quit. It won't settle for mediocrity. It knows profoundly that you weren't created to simply survive this existence. You were made to rise through it, becoming something extraordinary and rare. Yes, I admit, it's lonely. The right path frequently demands this solitude because it requires abandoning everything that no longer serves. People, patterns, outdated identities. It forces you to walk alone sometimes while others remain in comfort zones. But listen carefully. This loneliness won't last forever. Because what rightfully belongs to you, the right people, aligned opportunities, deep peace, they're not just coming, they're already moving toward you at the exact pace of your healing. Keep walking. Even with tired legs, even with an aching heart, even without seeing the outcome, because this is where everything shifts. This is the part of your story that transforms absolutely everything. One day you'll look back at the nights of crying, the mornings without desire to wake, the days that seemed like impassable mountains, and you'll understand that everything led here, to this version of yourself, wiser, stronger, braver, more authentic than you've ever been. Don't stop now. Don't silence the part that still believes. Even when everything else seems fragmented, you're not behind schedule. You're not lost. You are exactly on time. And the path you're traveling is yours. Trust it because you found the right one. Your journey through darkness possesses purpose that transcends personal growth. Every tear shed in secret prepares you to dry other tears. Every moment when hope seemed extinguished teaches you to rekindle flames in despairing hearts. Each time you questioned your worth, you developed capacity to see value in broken souls others overlook. The very experiences that threaten to destroy you become credentials for ministering to the wounded. Pain excavates space within you that later fills with wisdom. The hollow places carved by loss become vessels capable of holding others' grief without cracking. Your reconstructed heart develops beautiful imperfections that allow light to stream through, illuminating pathways for those still stumbling in darkness. What felt like demolition was actually renovation, preparing you for purposes you couldn't previously imagine. Consider how rivers form their courses. Water doesn't choose the easiest route, but carves through rock with persistent pressure, creating canyons of breathtaking beauty. Your struggles follow similar principles. Persistent pressure shapes character formations that will inspire others for generations. What feels like erosion now creates majesty that endures beyond your lifetime. The transformation occurs through seasons, each serving distinct functions. Winter strips away excess, revealing essential structure. Spring brings tender shoots of new growth. Summer provides strength and expansion. Autumn harvests wisdom from experience. You've weathered multiple cycles, each preparing you for the next level of your becoming. Trust the rhythm even when you can't predict the timing. Remember that courage isn't fearlessness but forward movement despite terror. Strength isn't the absence of weakness, but the decision to continue when strength seems depleted. Faith isn't certainty, but persistent hope through uncertainty. You embody all these qualities whether you recognize them or not. Your presence here, reading these words, searching for reasons to persist, demonstrates the indomitable spirit residing within you. The future version of yourself doesn't merely whisper encouragement across time, but stands as living evidence of possibility. They represent every dream deferred but not destroyed, every aspiration dimmed but not extinguished, every potential that survives within you despite present circumstances. They are you, transformed but recognizable, evolved but essentially yourself, carrying forward your core identity while shedding everything that limited your highest expression. You didn't arrive at this moment by accident. Every choice, every challenge, every triumph and failure aligned to deliver you here, to this realization, to this readiness for what comes next. The path ahead may remain unclear, but your qualification for walking it has been thoroughly established. You've been equipped, refined, and prepared through experiences others might consider unfortunate. What they see as setbacks, you can now recognize as setups for unprecedented breakthrough. The whisper you've been hearing grows stronger now. That quiet knowing expands into confident understanding. You were indeed meant for something more, and that something is beginning to take shape. The fog lifts gradually, revealing terrain you're prepared to navigate.